Now, I should also say for YouTube that this video is just my own ideas, my own opinions, theories, philosophies. It's for entertainment purposes only. The money is continually being devalued. There's a continual devaluation happening because more and more money is being created. So overall the value is going down. But it's more complicated than that, because as money is being created, all that money is supposedly a loan. Again, it's not a loan, but supposedly a loan, so it has to be repaid with interest. Now, interest is the interesting thing because there is no money to pay back the interest. That does not exist. Now, it's very hard to understand. Look at it like this. If you were the very first person to go to the bank has not created any money yet. So you go there and say, can I have $100,000? And there's no money yet. So the bank says, okay, and it will create for you $100,000. So you've got it now. The very first $100,000 in creation. When the bank says to you, okay, here's your loan, now you must repay the loan and also repay with interest. So you now owe us $150,000. So you say, okay, but I've only got $100,000 in existence. Where do I get the other $50,000 from? It does not exist. So the bank says, okay, don't worry. We can create the other $50,000 for you. All you got to do, have you got anything more of value? Give us something else of value and we'll create that other $50,000 for you. So you say, okay, so you give the bank some more value and they create the other $50,000 for you. So now you've got $150,000 to repay the first loan. But remember, it just gave you a second loan of $50,000. So the bank says to you, okay, but now don't forget, you've got to pay me back the loan of the $50,000 plus interest. So you really owe us another $75,000 for that extra $50,000 we gave you. So now you say, okay, but now there's another $25,000 that does not exist. Where are you going to get that from? The bank says, again, don't worry, come back, we'll create that for you. We'll give you another loan. And you see, this will go on and on forever. You never get away from the bank. The moment it creates some money and creates interest, that's it. You are stuck with the bank. And it's, of course, not just one person. It does this to millions and millions of people. So it will give 100,000 to you, 100,000 to you, 100,000 to you, and all of you now owe 150,000 each. So you all got to go and find that extra $50,000 to pay back to the bank. You have to go out into the economy and find it. The bank has not created it. So now what you've done is you've created this arena of scarcity. The interest that the bank is demanding does not exist. And we're all scrabbling around trying to find money from other people to pay back the interest on the bank. So some of us will succeed, but most of us will fail. And when we fail, the bank just keeps all our assets. That's what's happening. So the bank just owns more and more real items of value, and we are stuck forever chasing compound interest, trying to find the money that does not exist to pay back the bank. Now, again, now we can see this is how deflation, deflationary value of the money happens. More of it is spread out, so there's less value. But also this interest rate, this inflation. And it's really governed by the rate of loans that the bank creates. See, if the bank creates too many loans too fast, now there's too much interest being expected, and there's not enough money to get the interest. You've made it too difficult for people. So they have to reduce the number of loans that they give. If you're not giving enough loans, now not enough money is being created, the bank is not getting as much interest as they would like. So the bank wants to get as much interest as possible, but they've got to be careful, they've got to be clever. If they go too far, they push us too much, we'll get too upset and we'll work out what they're doing. So they've got this special thing they call the interest rate. And we think, oh, that's to do with the economy. No, this is a number that the banks create. They invent it. They do some calculation, do some thinking, and then they think, all right, let's use this number, 5% or whatever. It's done on the basis of how the money is running, how it's working, how the loans last year went, looking at how poor or rich people are becoming. You see, don't forget, the end result of a debt-based system. Again, you've got to look at it. They create money from the credit. The credit comes from us, the living men and women, but we do not see that side. That is secret for the banks. Again, what you have in your bank account is a separate system, a debtor's system. So the money in your bank account, that is your credit, supposedly, and debt, but it's only on the debtor's side. You never see the creditor's side. If you saw the creditor's side associated with your name, the whole thing will fall apart because you've got hundreds of millions on your credit side, which the bank use. Again, you cannot go to the high street bank and expect them to know. This is higher up in the bank. See, when you go for a loan, remember they go, oh, we have to check with the higher up people to see if you can have the loan. So you think you've got a credit score, and your credit score is deciding whether you can have the loan, have the credit card. No, not really. It's quite arbitrary. It's all done on a computer now. The bank has decided the interest rate, which means how many loans or how much money can we create for people. That is just about okay. It's not too much that we lose control, but it's as much as possible so that we can make as much money as possible. Delicate balance. And it's arbitrary, so that number will filter down to all the companies giving loans, and it will just come up on their computer, yes or no. It's arbitrary. You can only have, 10 loans this month, something like that. So it's not even personal. You got the loan, you didn't get the loan. It's just luck of the draw. And sometimes you go to another bank and you get it. So this thing, again, what we think of as an economy is a fabrication. It's not this sort of natural thing. It's not a free market. Again, we've been sold the illusion of a free market. It's not a free market. The economy has got nothing to do with business, the so-called marketplace. The economy is to do with the creation of money. Business is the bit that is the free market, but there's no free market because the creation of money is centralized and controlled. And it is completely unnatural. You cannot really have an interest rate on money. That's the biggest problem. And that is the one that we're not going to let go of. I know the solution to the economy, to the world, stop with interest. But no one's going to do it. Even ask the common man on the street now, oh, we could get rid of all the money problems, but there's no more interest. Oh, they'll say, no, I need my interest on my bank account. That's my money. I've got a savings account. I'm earning 5% interest. I'm not going to give that up. And again, we don't understand it. We still think it's a good thing. I'm getting 5% interest on my bank account. It's going up a little bit every year. Yes, but it's not going up as fast as the deflationary value of your money. So you're getting more money from the interest rate, but the overall value of all that money is going down. It's a scam. It has to be like that because more money is always being created. And now there's too much money. What you get is hyperinflation. Eventually you created so much money and it's impossible. Now everyone, the whole system is in total debt. What happens is the money has reached the limit. Again, it's a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, an illusion. And at that point, the illusion crumbles and they have to reset the money, start again. All right, we wipe the slate clean. We just transfer you over to a new money, and now we're at a beginning again. Only a little bit of money, and then we can gradually create more and more and more. It lasts about 100 years, and then you have to reset the money. And of course now we are resetting it into digital money, which is now another different game. It's going to be more powerful, more clever and simpler. The whole game is going to be set. No paperwork. You can build up all this fancy economics, the stock market, futures, shares, blah, blah, blah. But it's built upon money, and money is created by the bank, and the bank gets credit from the people in order to create the money. It all comes back to us. All that game is just a fancy disguise. And inflation, they control it. So remember, inflation is actually the method that they can control the austerity, the poverty in the world. They can gradually increase or reduce, the wealth or the poverty, just by this rate of controlling the loans and the interest rate. So they can do it. They're doing it now. Increase the poverty, getting more poverty, more poverty. They're doing it. So then we become more desperate. Then they offer us the new money. Don't worry, new money is coming. You will be richer with the new money. Oh yeah, give us the new money. It's the same game. It's like we're in a casino and we're losing in the casino. We're losing now, we're losing money. I built up a debt. But the casino says, okay, I'll tell you what, you've all got too many debts now. Come and join us. We've got a new casino. It's a better one. Oh, okay. Yeah, what we'll do, consolidate all your debts, bring you to the new casino. Well, in fact, we'll wipe off your debts. We'll start again in the new casino. And it's going to be better. It's going to be fairer casino. Okay. So we all jump to the new casino. It's still another casino. But we still cannot give up gambling. That is the secret. We are willing disciples to the money god, the interest rate. It's the idea that if I've got some money, I can just get more money without doing any work. This is called usury. Usury is a word that we think means interest. We're paying interest to the bank. But really it means they are using us. It's a system in which we are the creditor and the debtor. It's a deceptive system. They are using us. And we would not do it if we understood it. There's no way anyone in their right mind would do this. So they have to deceive us. Usury is a system of deceit, convincing us to join in this game of interest. A casino, and one day you might win. You can be rich on interest. Yeah, here's a 15% growth. Do this on the stock market, you'll make more money. Don't worry about doing any work. Don't worry about hurting anyone. Don't worry about, being fraudulent, committing crimes, poisoning people. No. Interest. And the sovereign movement is a tough one. It's really hard to be sovereign, because you have to break out of the money game. You have to go back to being honourable. Earn the money. Do the work. But not for the bank. But we do the work together with each other. Again, we do the work with love and respect. All work together to build a better world. And we have to break out of the debt cycle that has been imposed upon us. That's tricky. That's what the sovereign movement is all about. It's really trying to help all of us. But we don't want to be helped. No, I want my interest rate. All right, you can have it. If you think you're getting 5% interest, what do you think the bank is getting? The banks don't care. The banks will create a vast amount of money when they can, and they will lend it to their friends. Give it out. They will give it to them. They will lend you the money at negative interest. Why? If you're rich enough, the bank will literally give you the money and pay you interest to spend it. It's like, here's some money plus interest. All right, I'll have that. Because they want the money going out. They want it working. It's all working for them. If they're paying you 5% interest, they're earning 30% interest. Don't you worry about them. And don't forget, they are working beyond deflation. The bank knows that the currency is reducing in value, and what they are doing is hoovering up as much real value. They want you to get in debt, and you cannot fulfill the debt, then they take your property. That's what they're doing. They're increasing their stockpile of assets, and we're all getting nothing. We're losing them all. We're just in debtor's prison, working to pay off our debt forevermore. But there is no debt. That debt is an illusion. It's a lie. Because we have to pay back the debt to the creditor. I've got to pay back my debt to my creditor. Who is my creditor? Me. What? I've got to pay back my debt to myself. Eh? Plus interest. What? No. They just stepped in the middle. They're a broker. They're a credit broker. So they can quite literally say this. No, I'm getting credit for you, therefore I deserve payment for this. Because they are producing the credit from me, but it's a service, because I don't know how to access my own credit. The bank has to access it for me, so they can charge a service. The best scam you can have, sometimes when you go abroad, you get a taxi, and you say to the taxi, I want to go to this, this church or this temple, this sightseeing place. You don't know where it is. You think it's across town. So you say, how much? And the taxi will say $100. You don't know. You give the taxi $100. And then it drives you 10 meters and stops and says, there it is. And you think, what? Well, it's not my fault. You didn't know where we were going. That's what the bank is doing. That's what they're doing. You're giving them everything, and they're just opening the door, closing the door, and you're still in the same place. And they've charged you for it. That's what they're doing. And these guys control the whole economy through the interest rate. And that's really to do with the rate of loans. How much money are they creating every day? It's simple as that. And they can increase it or reduce it and play with the whole poverty and wealth of the world. That's what they're doing. So I hope this made sense. Please do again leave me any questions or comments. Thank you so much for watching, and please do check out the whole of this series. If this doesn't really make sense to you, please watch it from the beginning. I'm gradually following along, bit by bit on this series. So thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.